All right. Hey there. This is our second podcast. This is Zak. I'm Alexander. And we're here at the Newport Back Bay in Costa Mesa. Right across the way over here is Newport Beach. Thought we'd get a good change of scenery for our second podcast. But one of the issues that I'm sure you'll be aware of here very shortly is we're right under the flight path for the John Wayne Airport.
Yeah.
So we may have to end up taking a few breaks. There's going to be some cuts and some editing in this to...
Oh, there will be, guaranteed.
Yeah. So that way you don't have to sit here and wait while we just be silent and awkwardly look at each other while a plane flies over.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Number 2.
All right.
And we did come up with a name.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
So the name, well, we went back and forth on names since we first shot the one on your boat, and we almost went with
Circular Logic.
Yeah. Which is good. I like it. You know, gets the whole 360 view.
Yeah. A little tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, exactly.
A little dry.
The one I think I was like getting ready for bed the other night, and I was brushing my teeth or something, and it just came to me. I don't know what I was thinking, but it just...
the ether.
Yeah, exactly. It just popped into my brain. And so I think it's the one we're going to go with.
Yeah.
So it's now officially Panorambling Podcast.
Panorambling.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of rambling.
Yeah. It's just us talking about whatever we would normally talk about when we get together.
Basically.
That's all about.
So if you're ready for rambling
Yeah.
in a panoramic setting, then you found the right place.
Mm-hmm. And we should introduce our other co-host.
Yep. Toby.
This is Toby, aka Tobeans.
Yep. Or Toby-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tobias.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he'll be hanging here with us today.
Yep. He's our analrapist. You get the reference?
No.
Arrested Development.
Oh.
Tobias Funke. Well, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go look it up.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. So, have you read any good articles or watched any good videos since we last talked?
Yeah. But let's see. I was watching one pretty recently. You remember that Bright Insight video where Jimmy's talking about the lost city of Atlantis and looking at the Rykot structure or the Eye of the Sahara?
Yeah.
And coming up with all of his sort of points as to why he thinks that might be. I found out that that's actually not his original hypothesis, which he probably gave credit to the husband and wife team or something like that, who kind of were first suggesting that this might be the place. But this other guy today was kind of referencing that video and breaking down what he thought, which was really quite interesting. I don't know if we want to talk about Atlantis on here, but yeah,
I mean, conversation goes wherever it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, I mean, seeing like old maps where it says Frizzland, it's like beneath. It's kind of like south and to the east of Iceland, and then to the north and west of Ireland.
Okay.
And it's on ancient maps, but there's nothing there. Topography though, like underneath the ocean, it actually looks like there once was an island. Or
interesting. When were these maps from?
Like 1500s and 1400s and stuff like that. Like referencing probably just older maps, like the what's that one? The I can't think of the name. It'll probably come to me later on. But where they actually draw Antarctica on the map way before.
Yeah, I remember seeing those.
But yeah, so it was just he presented all of his information, his evidence for why he thinks Frizzland was Atlantis, and
so that's what he used to think before this the formation in Africa and West Africa was discovered.
No, this is what he's presenting an alternative hypothesis for the location of it, but it was very compelling. There was some things.
Toby's wandering.
Come here. Thank you. Where was I?
So, alternative location for the possible lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah, apparently, he feels like there's a couple descriptions of Atlantis from Plato that were left out to kind of allow the Rykot structure to be a little bit more of a supportive in terms of being it. Whereas if you would look at these other things that was also descriptions of Atlantis, this seems to fit a little bit better.
Yeah.
But very compelling. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and so if you don't know what we're talking about, it's...
probably a lot.
Yeah, a lot of inside baseball here. So there's a channel called Bright Insight.
Yeah.
And
a guy named Jimmy.
Yeah.
Really great videos.
Yeah, he does really good presentations. A lot of sourcing and
a lot of research,
data and research
really
and everything.
It very well.
And
a lot of conspiracies.
Yeah, it's just fun. Kind of helps kind of flex your
critical thinking
skills
and hold an idea.
Yeah. Oh, I think this guy's not too
flying fast.
Yeah, his little jet. It's when the 747s go over that you can't even have a conversation. But yeah, so we'll link his channel in the description. But check it out. It's just fun to go down these rabbit holes and see what kind of alternative history theories there are.
It's good mental exercise.
Yeah,
keeps you on your toes. Yeah, I don't know. Just recently, I've been kind of all over the place with my entertainment and YouTube video rabbit holes. That was one of them recently.
You know what I've recently gotten into? And mind you, I'm always watching things that are really, let's say, information heavy.
Sure.
And I was hearing a lot about, sort of the things that are going on YouTube and social media and everything, and
like politically,
yeah, like with censorship and people being mislabeled, alt-right when they're not even remotely in that realm.
Happening a lot.
Yeah, and then of course with I guess I'm going to give it away right now. With the whole subscriber rush that his fan base has been trying to do, I decided to check out PewDiePie.
Okay.
And so this is relatively new for me to watch PewDiePie, but I had maybe seen some of his videos in the past. I always thought he was just kind of silly or whatever.
Sure. I think I've seen like maybe one or two of his videos.
Oh, okay. And so yeah, I gave it a try, and then all of a sudden I just his humor clicked with me. And now it's like, if I want something just that's gonna make me laugh, like take a little break from work and put on a video that's gonna make me smile, PewDiePie's he just cracks me up. Yeah,
I don't know too much about the humor or anything like that, but didn't he start off doing video games?
Yeah, I think he started off doing playing Minecraft and other video games and first-person shooters. Yeah, he doesn't do any of that now.
Yeah, he's like an actual persona and like a YouTube star. Yeah,
he basically does. He reviews things in internet culture. Really, is kind of like a Tosh.0
commentary
in a sense.
Funny.
Yeah, exactly, and it's his delivery. It's the fact that he's Swedish and doesn't have a perfect grasp on the English language, which makes it really funny. And I say his editing. His editing is really good. Comedic timing. Part of his humor that I really like is he makes fun of the the SJW nonsense that's out there. It seems to be one of his more popular types of content. And
good, we need more voices.
Yeah, but it's just so funny, and he does he also knows that people are going to take things he says out of context, so he's constantly adjusting what he's saying with that in mind. It's so funny. But he did this one about accidental racism, and that one was pretty good.
I'm gonna check it out.
I guess we'll link PewDiePie in the.
Might as well.
He has 80 million subscribers right now, so if you're watching this, you probably are already subscribed to PewDiePie, just statistically speaking.
Most likely. Jesus Christ, 80 million.
80 million.
What's the record now?
He's the top.
He is the top.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in a contest. I don't even think he really cared, to be honest with you. It was his fans that were really doing this whole competition with T-Series, which is
Competition T?
No, so T-Series was was
competition
kind of
series.
No.
Oh,
So there was a competition between two channels.
okay.
T-Series was biting at his heels,
Different channel.
about
T-series.
to surpass him, and his fan base was like, no, he's gonna stay the #1 subscribed YouTube star. And T-Series is a Indian media network.
Okay.
So they're posting multiple times a day, Indian
Lot of
music
content.
videos and all that. Tons of content, giant budgets.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that they're...
Almost like a Vivo.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
India. Or
Exactly.
Probably even bigger
Mhm.
since it's India.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they're rivaling just some ridiculous Swede who sits in front of his computer with like kitty cat headphones on. And
well, he clicks with people apparently.
yeah.
Just kind of on that same topic of people just clicking. Have you seen that the Bill Murray documentary on Netflix yet?
Which one?
This is actually like a documentary about how Bill Murray like just shows up randomly.
I've
like,
heard
all
about
these
him
stories.
doing this.
Yeah.
But there's a documentary about it
Yeah,
now?
because it's happened so many times.
I'm gonna check
now.
that out.
And he interviews all these people. They're all in the movie, and they get the documentary, and you get to hear their perspective and just the joy that they have in their hearts after experiencing Bill Murray.
Uh-huh.
And it was such a like perfect thing to watch. I actually just watched it last night as I was going to sleep, and it actually kept me up a lot later than I intended to be.
Uh-huh.
I thought I could just like listen to it, but I couldn't turn it off. And yeah, it's a really well done documentary. I'm not going to give any parts away because it is done in a way that has a setup and a climax, and then
Okay.
like there are some spoilers that I could give, which I won't. But everybody should just watch it because it really just like it reaffirms how like he just makes you feel like it's just like this really fun kind of energy. There's a guy he interviews in it who actually wrote a book called The Tao or the Tao of Bill Murray, and it's very similar to like Taoism, where it's just going with, well, not all of Taoism is like this, but a big element in it is water, and how the water is a very strong force, but it goes to the lowest places. It never imposes. Well, I mean, I guess it could, but
Yeah, but it flows, it adjusts, it
it changes with the environment, and it just kind of presents itself and does its job. And he just comes into a situation, and he doesn't like make a big deal that he's there, and just kind of like it's not a spoiler, but I'm sure a lot of people have heard this story before of him just showing up at this college sorority, I think, house party, and it was just a big party. Maybe it wasn't a sorority; it was just a house party. But he comes in and he starts doing the dishes because there's just a sink full of dirty dishes, and he's just like notices it and comments that shouldn't be that messy in here, so I'm just gonna start doing the dishes, and then like shortly after just leaves.
Did anybody catch him doing the dishes?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I don't think they did for that part. There's a lot of videos of people obviously catching him in the act and wanting to record the sighting, and they actually, I think, dramatized that. Very well done, but yeah, it's a really great documentary.
Did they explain in the documentary how he came about doing these things?
They do a little bit. They get into what maybe his motivations are, and people have asked him, and then he just kind of gives like a, I don't know what you're talking about sort of answer. Yeah, there's a couple of references. It's really in depth, like, so I couldn't suggest it more.
All right,
it's a good movie.
All right, right, link Netflix, number 3 of what's going to be.
Can we link
to
Netflix on
I
YouTube?
don't know. Maybe Netflix.
We'll link to the Wikipedia page.
All right, yeah, or a YouTube
trailer.
Thank you.
Go.
Your tail's hitting the mic,
dude.
bro.
Come on, and your little nails, I'm sure, is making scratching noises. Can you just settle down?
He's a spaz.
He is. Toby is a spaz.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, what about you, man? Other than PewDiePie?
No, I have my my go-to things that I listen to, but for the most part, recently I've just been working a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to do right now.
Yeah. Had freelance meetings yesterday, and then I worked an event for the brewery, for New Agris Brewery. That I always say brewery, New Agris Beer Company.
I wanted to ask you. I forgot that. I didn't forget. I knew that it was happening. I just couldn't make it, so I didn't reach out to you yesterday. But how'd that go?
Yeah, it was fun. So it
what was it exactly?
It's a group called LinkedIn Locals, and it's an Orange County-based group of, entrepreneurs and business development people, sales people that are trying to build their network. And this organization, which I believe is national, they have got chapters all over the country. They host these events where there's a panel discussion and then, lots of networking.
Yeah.
So it was cool. The topic of this panel was on work-life balance, which is something I know nothing about.
Yeah, you're a little off balance in some ways.
But I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And let's take a moment to appreciate the sunset over here. You can turn your screen around and
go quickly
and take a look.
I just noticed there was a drastic change as it went behind that tree.
Yeah, I know. Got starting to get a little cold.
Yeah. It's like when the eclipse goes into full view. It just like drops 20 degrees. And we're back.
All right, so speaking of eclipses, you did something that I am super envious of.
Oh, going to
exactly what I'm talking about. Going to watch the eclipse in Oregon.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh my God, it was unbelievable, and I wish I could rewind. If I was allowed to have 1 week where I could just go back and relive it anytime I wanted. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you could Groundhog's Day any day, it would be that day.
Exactly.
I wonder how many iterations of that day it would take before you're so bored with the eclipse.
I don't know. I mean, probably 5. But, it's hard to say. It was quite a magical day. I think, myself included, everybody I was around, we were all in tears afterwards.
Really?
It was just that profound. And then the whole week of just, no cell phone reception and just camping out and being around really, really interesting people. Some very, very crazy people, but some
there's some weirdos in Oregon.
Great. Well, they're from all over the world, though, too.
That's right, yeah.
Because this was like a 7-festival
It
collaboration. It was mostly Symbiosis, I guess, which is normally somewhere in Central California, I think. Oh, good, you didn't see the dog. Look away, Toby. But they're supposed to do another one down in Chile in 2020 in December. And so that would be pretty cool to go to.
Let's go.
I really want to. It's going to be probably quadruple the cost just in travel expenses.
Sure.
I mean, we drove 16 hours up to Oregon so that we could buy everything and kind of collect everything down here and plan to be, for a whole week. Didn't realize that there was going to be food available there the whole time. My first festival, so didn't really, it was kind of an amateur at it, but totally good at camping. I packed, so we had
everything you needed.
Time. And it was a good thing because we would have spent a lot of money otherwise on food. So yeah, it worked out very well, and definitely want to go back again. But back to the eclipse, just phenomenal. Like I said, temperature dropped 20 degrees. Day became night. I could literally almost hear as the moon kind of went perfectly into place over the sun.
You sure it wasn't in your head?
Oh, I'm sure it was in my head, but it was so just obvious. It wasn't like you could see it enter and then it covers up and then you can see it shift slightly. It was perfectly still for about 30 seconds as it was completely covering up the sun. And then very quickly, after those 20 or 30 seconds, you see this little diamond come back in, this little pin of light. Well, it's more like a starburst. And then, you very quickly can't look at it with your naked eye anymore because it just
Did you have any
immediately
special glasses or anything to be able to see?
I totally came prepared.
No.
They ran out there, so I figured as much. And
that was a good idea.
Yeah, I made a lot of Amazon purchases to get ready for that, unfortunately, but
We got a dog coming by, so
I think he even sees, you can smell him home. I think that's what it is. Maybe you can hear the collar. You are a little spaz, that's for sure.
He's shivering.
Otherwise, he's a really good dog. I mean, he's shivering, I don't think because of the cold. I think he's shivering because, like, he likes to...
He's anxious to go say hi to the other dog.
He usually doesn't sit in my lap when we see other dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe you are cold. It's not that cold, though. It's been so nice the last couple days. 76 degrees in the middle of January.
Yeah.
Almost.
Can't complain about that.
Yeah, we took a little bit longer than we wanted to between this podcast and the last one, but...
Yeah, I mean, we had the holidays, the New Year and everything. So, you know,
on.
I think we'll try and knock one of these out a week if we can.
Yeah.
You know, just have to get creative with what locations we shoot at. You know, it's only so many locations, but one spot I was thinking would be really cool would be to do Top of the World in Laguna.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Let's see, where else could we do some cool ones? You know, maybe the middle of the Orange Circle. You know, just hanging out on the grass.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many cool spots in Orange County. Might as well use this as a good, you know, showcase of, you know.
Yeah, and
we have
get the full thing. We should try to make like as many references to circles as we can. We kind of have like a stone circle.
Oh
here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean the boat.
Yeah, there's
not quite a circle, but
yeah,
you know, orange circle. We could Stonehenge. We can go to Stonehenge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's just right down the road. Maybe we could take the boat out one of these days and do it on the open seas.
We definitely should. Not on the open sea. They'll be like...
You get motion sickness watching the video.
Yeah,
do not watch it with your VR headset on.
Yeah.
You will vomit all over it.
Exactly. But yeah, out in the harbor, I mean, there's plenty of room out there. The only problem is the engine noise. If I had only just converted it to an electric motor, you know, a couple years ago, like I mean, I still plan on doing it, but I mean, I figure the longer I wait, the cheaper and the better my options are going to be for doing an electric conversion.
Yeah, I could see
battery sizes come down in size and weight. When I looked into it like 4 years ago, it was going to be pretty much the exact same weight as what I currently have in there, which is an Atomic 4 with a full gas tank. So, but how long the batteries last versus the gas tank's probably, you know, not quite as much.
Yeah.
It's not really meant for traveling the world though. It's more like for coastal cruiser,
coastal sailing.
Yeah.
How well do you think it would hold up in on a trip to Catalina?
I'm sure it would do a lot better than me. Dude, it was so grueling the last time. It took us 10 hours.
Yeah. So, long story short, was this maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
No, 5 probably.
Yeah. So, roughly 5 years ago, summertime, we sailed to Catalina on your Catalina.
Yep, 27-foot Catalina.
Yeah. And I think we anticipated actually sailing the whole way, you know, tacking
we did a lot
the whole
of sailing.
way. Yeah, well, I'd say we did about 2 hours of sailing until we realized that the, tacking, the zigzag pattern we were making was going to make, was effectively tripling the distance we had to cover.
Yeah.
So instead, in order to make it by sunset, we just put the sails down.
Just kicked the motor on full blast.
And pointed towards Catalina.
And unfortunately, it was just our trajectory was just going right into the wind.
Yeah.
And it was getting so late in the day that it was just like, wasn't sure what would be the best course to take, and we kind of made the decision, and we got there way after sunset.
Yeah, I think...
It was probably 10:30, 11 at night.
Yeah, we had rented a campsite on the coast.
On the beach.
Yeah, on the beach there. So our plan was to anchor and then load up the Duffy, or the, what do you call it?
Dinghy.
Dinghy.
Yeah,
not Duffy, a dinghy. And then
just
go into shore.
Row to the shore,
Yeah, we get there, and we are so exhausted from over 10 hours of motoring, not sailing. And so we decided to just cast anchor. Is that the term? Cast anchor?
Yeah. Drop anchor.
Drop anchor, yeah. And
just sleep.
Our friends that came with us, Sandra and Nicole, they took the beds inside in the cabin, and we just unrolled our sleeping bags right there
down outside.
Yeah, right on the boat. And man, I don't think I got any sleep that night.
I was waking up so much, checking the landmarks, make sure we weren't moving.
Well,
we dropped actually two anchors.
We dropped an anchor off of the bow and the stern. Thank you. Yeah. It's been a while. Forgetting my terminology.
If I remember correctly, actually, I was planning on doing that, but we ended up. I think I remember we dropped anchor.
Did we do a V anchor?
Yeah, exactly. So way far away, and then one much closer.
Yeah,
because
there was a cliff face right there on that beach that is like this little cove. Mm-hmm. And so we anchored within the cove, but we kept waking up probably every 20-30 minutes to look and see if we were not going to run into the cliff. But it was funny because I'd be laying there, and every so often I'd see him pop up and then go down, and I'm like, all right, I gotta look.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
But those swells too.
Yeah.
Like it was a cove, but it wasn't that protected from the swells, and so we were still moving quite a bit. Mm-hmm. It was not a fun time.
Yeah. So we moored the boat there in Avalon, and just went into town and got our drink on, did all day drinking, which was a lot of fun. Sandra and Nicole definitely tied one on pretty hard.
Yeah.
I think Sandra was the worst. She was didn't she get kicked out because she was like passing out, or she was like falling asleep in the booth of one of the restaurants?
I came in
bars?
as she was coming out, I believe, and basically propped her up.
So we decided to take her back to the boat so she could sleep, and then you and I were starving, so we were going to go get dinner after that. So we call a water taxi, and then motor out to where the boat is moored, and help Sandra get onto the boat so she can go to sleep.
I remember she almost got pretty hurt.
Well, no, you remember what happened, right?
No, I don't.
You serious?
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm glad.
Well, when you got...
Well, I remember what happened to you.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Sandra.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like
no, she was fine.
Okay.
She kind of stumbled into the boat, but when so you climbed onto your boat and I was on the water taxi, but she was having a tough time getting across. There were some wakes, and so I decided to straddle the two boats and help her across. And right as soon as she steps off and kind of stumbles into the boat, this wake comes and the boats go whoosh.
Yep.
So I'm like the boats go
further
than
as far as you could.
Yeah. And then I just went down right in between the two boats.
And I remember up top just seeing the two boats go together, and then knowing that they were about to come apart, and I needed to grab you as soon as they did.
I don't know how I got out of the water so fast.
I pulled you back up.
Well, and also I don't know how I didn't get smashed between those boats.
Exactly, that was my concern. That's why I just I think the water taxi guy grabbed your other hand too.
Yeah.
And we both just got you right out of there.
I just remember dunking, watching the boats come together, and then the next wake that allowed them open again, I was like straight out of the water. I felt like a dolphin just shooting out of the water. It was the craziest thing.
Probably the safer thing would have been to just dive down and swim around. But when you're in that moment, you just do what you can. And,
that's one of those.
You lost your phone. Immediately.
Yeah. My phone was fried.
Mm-hmm. Salt water, no matter how long it's in there, a split second in salt water, you're done.
Yep. But one of a few times in my life that I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
We also had another moment like that. Well, maybe we've had enough boat talk, but we'll cover that on another episode.
We could do some sailing stories.
Yeah.
Every couple podcasts or something. That'd be fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that was quite a a wild trip and kind of, honestly burned me out of sailing for a while.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I was wondering why we didn't go sailing again after that.
Well, it was 10 hours there and then 11 hours back.
Yeah.
We've been camping on Catalina again, but took the, what is it, the Catalina Flyer?
Yeah,
1 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I never want to sail the Catalina again unless we have a whole week.
Or unless we hire a captain, be like, you do it. I'm going to just drink some beers.
Seriously.
Yeah. What I would really love to do one of these days is to charter a catamaran to Hawaii.
That would be cool.
From California.
Yeah. That'd be
Isn't it? I hear it's like almost a month or more.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people, if you're really serious and you like do it all the time and you want to get paid, I think they can do it in like 14 something days.
Wow.
Maybe that's the record. I don't know. But that's like the number that sticks out in my head for some reason. But yeah, I would count for us. It'd be probably like, if we made it.
Yeah.
like 6 months. Maybe like a month, maybe 2.
Yeah.
But,
that'd just be so much fun, just to be out on the water, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Just cut off from everything.
Yeah. Be able to fish, catch your dinner.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. That, and I want to do the same thing in the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Mediterranean I'd almost rather do.
Yeah. Although, do you have to worry about Somali pirates in the Mediterranean? Or is that more...
I thought that was more on the...
Like the Indian
coast.
Ocean.
Yeah. Africa and stuff. Yeah, I think it'd be alright. You might... who knows if there are some sort of pirates.
I wouldn't be surprised.
In that area.
Yeah. There's a doggy.
It's a nice area, though. I like this little... I've never really done the trails around here.
Yeah, it's nice.
On the main road.
So if you go all the way around the Back Bay area, you can see down here, which I don't know if you can from the video. The road over there is Jamboree.
Yeah.
And then goes all the way down to Pacific Coast Highway over here.
It's a large area.
It's 10 miles all the way around.
Yeah.
So occasionally I'll walk it or ride my bike around.
I didn't know you had a bike.
Yeah, it needs some service, so I haven't ridden in a while. So let's see. So we were talking about the Back Bay area over here. I don't know. I really love the views. I'll try and come out here, go for a walk a couple times a week.
Yeah, nice. I have kayaked back here once, a long time ago.
Really? I wonder how far back you can go. I think that it's
pretty far, if I remember. I didn't come all the way back, that's for sure.
Yeah. I have this, so there's all these little like runoff areas. It's like reminds me almost like a water racetrack. Yeah. And every time I come down here, I imagine riding a jet ski through it. I'm like, I'm sure all the wildlife would love me, but that would be so much fun.
You'd be arrested pretty quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
I don't know, I feel like I've been in this sort of limbo state over the last week and a half.
How so?
Just I don't know. I can't put together as many. I just feel like I'm not quite on top of things lately. I don't know. Not like it's a detriment, but it's hard for me to.
Yeah. Do you think it's just getting into the new year and getting back into your routine? Although you're kind of creating a new routine now because you're let's just say, without giving away too much information, kind of ending one chapter and beginning another.
Oh, for sure.
So
I was saying to my cousin, I texted her a little bit ago and just I'm doing well. I'm just in this lost in translation sort of feel right now. And I'm not in a hurry to necessarily get out of it. I know that I'm just going through a phase or whatever, but it's just so I can respond, but coming up with things out of the I can't get into the ether right now. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm kind of stuck here now, and just kind of not present, because it's not as noble as that. It's not this higher awareness or anything. It's literally I'm just kind of here and existing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah. Weird topic, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know the feeling that you're talking about. I've sort of been in a similar situation lately where, I'm kind of, putting different puzzle pieces into place and trying to make some significant adjustments in my life.
Yeah.
As I was talking about before, jokingly, but not joking, about not having work-life balance. And so I'm trying to factor in certain things into my life that I've neglected over the past year. And it's kind of a wild ride when you're in the process of breaking old habits and starting new ones.
Oh, for sure.
Because you feel really good when you have successes, and then when you fall into old habits, you're really hard on yourself. I'm like, fuck, I wasn't going to do that. Here I am.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing to really keep in mind, is that relapse happens.
Yeah.
You're always going to have steps backward, and you just can't let it derail you. You can't let it break your consistency, and you just, start again.
Yep. But I think because of that, similarly to what you were talking about, I feel as if part of my mental processing power has been partitioned to be calculating all the various things that I have going on in my life.
Yeah.
So then having a conversation with somebody, it's not been so bad with you today, even though I definitely don't feel like I am as quick with my words as I normally am.
It's like a little bit of like mental blocks.
Exactly. But last night, networking, and reflecting on my conversations I had with people, I try to be as present as possible, but I found last night, in retrospect, that I was being a little bit more reactive in my conversations. Just like, they had a lot of questions for me, and then I didn't really have any questions for them. And it's just, I was like, I don't want to always take, I want to be able to reciprocate and give too. And so hopefully nobody thought I was,
I mean, that's something that I kind of had a little bit of a self-criticism sometimes for myself as well. Just like, I can answer all your questions, but sometimes I'm just not coming up with questions for the other person, or to help guide the conversation into the next. Oh, he sees a rabbit now. Run, little bunny.
Dinner.
Run. Wish I had my bow. Can you imagine shooting towards a trail?
That'd be so safe.
Yeah, I think it is kind of the beginning of the year. It's just getting started again, and a whole different kind of plan. And it's probably not even supposed to be like the real technical New Year yet. It's probably just some arbitrary date. Whereas, if it was the real New Year, maybe it'd be a little more, in sync with it, or in line with it.
Well, that's a good question. What delineates the actual New Year? Because I think it was only in the Gregorian calendar that it became January 1st.
Exactly.
Wasn't it March was the original in the Ptolemaic
think that
calendar?
It would start with the first day of spring, right? March 21st.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was it. It was the first day of spring.
Yeah.
That's right.
The spring solstice, right? Yeah, you would... No, winter solstice? No, spring equinox.
Yeah, spring equinox.
Yeah. You would... Ideally, that's kind of when you should be starting, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe most of the world was using that for the longest time. And then the Gregorian calendar switched to January.
Yeah.
But then the United States took a while to catch up to the rest of the world getting on the Gregorian calendar, and I think it was like 1870s that we finally switched over.
Interesting. That's pretty recent.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just actually saw a video that talked about some of these subjects.
It really makes you wonder, there's... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries.
There's, that kind of idea of this lost time, this new chronology sort of thing, where time was added into it.
Yeah.
And, a lot of these people talk about going down the conspiracy rabbit hole here, but a lot of these people talking about like it really being implemented in the 1800s, like early in the 1800s, and so, you know, just I thought the Gregorian calendar was, you know, probably hundreds of years before that. But
no, it was, but then it was only the United States that adopted it in the 1800s. Yeah.
I do know that the months are numbered wrong.
Yes.
September is supposed to be 7.
Yeah, because so they, in fact, this was covered in that video, which we'll link below, by Black Pigeon Speaks. Have you ever heard? Yeah, he has some pretty good presentations.
Cool.
But this one was a little bit more off topic than his typical ones. But you know, he goes into aspects of history, but mostly touches on like global economic situations and developments. Anyway, he was saying that from September onward, those were all based off of the calendar when March was the first month of the year. So you have September, which is 7, October, which is 8, November, which is 9, and December, which is 10. And I know
that Julius Caesar and Augustus inserted their months into it after June, and they each wanted an extra day, which is why February has only 28 days, because they took them from February. Apparently February had 30 days originally, and then they took
of course the Caesars are like what is it, Caesars, is that right?
Caesar.
They wanted to have the longest months.
Exactly. I mean, that's what the story is, at least. I don't know if it's really true. I've been repeating that for a while, though.
And then the rest were based off of the Roman gods. Yeah.
You know, the days of the week.
And the days of the week are mostly based off of Norse mythology. So
there's a couple.
Yeah.
Thursday is Thor's Day.
Thursday. Wednesday is Odin's Day.
Yeah, but
Monday is Moon Day.
Yep, Moon Day, and then Tuesday is so Monday Lunes, Tuesday Martes, so Mars. Wednesday is Miércoles, which is Mercury, and then Jueves, and then Viernes, so Jupiter and Venus, I believe.
Okay.
And then Sunday, obviously, and then Saturday, Saturn Day. So planets for sure. But it seems like the one that we kept from Norse mythology is Thor's Day.
Yeah, Thor's Day and Odin's Day.
Yeah, but it's just weird how we, kept only 2. It's like, why did we mix it all up?
Friday was Frey, is that right? But she was a goddess.
Freya?
I don't think it was Freya, but I don't know. You'll have to watch the video. I'm not doing it justice.
We'll link it.
Yeah. You've got some homework to do after this video.
There'll be a quiz on Monday.
Well, it's getting dark. I'm getting cold. I bet you're getting cold.
Yeah.
So,
I get mosey.
Cool. I think we'll leave it here. So, thanks for rambling along with us.
Yeah, it was really a ramble.
Yeah.
This was the epitome of the name today.
Yeah, we did the title justice. So, So, thanks for joining us on the I've already forgot the name of our podcast.
Panoramblin
Podcast.
Panoramblin.
I feel like I have to say it with a southerner, not even southerner, that'd be like a old timey accent. Panoramblin.
Yeah, Panoramblin. I think we should do one of them where we're panning for gold.
I've got a gold pan,
so do I. I gave it to you.
That's right.
I have one, and then I gave
you gave it
Audrey
to
and I gave to
Ashlyn.
Yep.
So hey, that will be another.
We'll be panning while panorambling.
Yeah, the Panoramblin Podcast. We'll be hanging out up at. I don't know. Where's a good place to go panning around here?
Right here. I mean, all you need is a bucket of water and some.
Yeah. The question is, we're gonna find anything.
What we should do is do a camping trip where we can pan for gold.
Yeah.
And hot springs.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, until next time. Thanks for joining us, and just in time for another airplane. So, adios.